Welcome to the top of the morning show. It is your girl, TT from the D, TGIF, everybody. It is the 18th day of October. And for those of you that don't know, that may be tuning in for the very first time, we are doing a 30-day scripture challenge for the month of October. Yes, there's 31 days. So, Halloween, we won't have a scripture. But I might just give you a bonus because we still have kids and some young people that still go out and participate in Halloween. And that's a whole nother podcast, a whole nother story, right? And we want everybody to be safe. However, we're going to give you a scripture each and every morning at the end of the segment. Now, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m., you will find a show for the top of the morning show. However, because we are in the 30-day scripture challenge mode, you still will get a scripture on Saturday morning and Sunday morning. That's all you'll get. You won't get a show, but you'll get a scripture. The obedience requires me to give you 30 scriptures. You can do what you want with them, right? I hope that one or two or several or all 30 you can apply at some point in your life along the life journey. Put them in your toolbox, right? As we go through and we heal and we grow and we develop, we inspire, encourage, motivate, and all those things. Now, this morning, I'm not going to hold you long because it is Friday. And we all got things to do. I got a funeral I'm getting ready to go to. I got to go to work. I got a lot going on, but it's still a beautiful day in the land of the living. Our topic today is embrace your fear of failure. Now, all week long, we've been talking about women and, what kind of woman are we? And fellas, I ain't forgot about y'all. Y'all don't tend to struggle with who am I? At least not openly like we do as women. So I kind of tapped in. This week, we talked about the alpha female woman. We talked about the femme fatale, right? That was a very interesting one. And it even spilled over into my job where we talked about that type of character, that type of woman. We all know at least one femme fatale. You may even be a femme fatale. And we talked about the mysterious woman yesterday. That was something. And this morning, I want you just to look over it all, but I want you to add in this factor. A lot of the times we don't do what we want to do, how we want to do it because we're afraid. So if we learn to embrace our fear of failure, we may see growth and we may see us be able to shed things that needed to be laid to rest a long time ago. In order to understand what that means, I want to break it down. So in order to embrace your fear of failure, you have to accept that you are afraid, understand just exactly what it is that you are afraid of, right? If that means writing down what you're afraid of, right? If that means, putting it into your voice notes where when you coming into that thing, learning your triggers, you have to understand what that looks like. And then when you get in that posture, what do you do? How do you overcome it, right? I will say that there are typically 3 examples I could give you. I don't have time to break them all the way down in its totality, but I know one is we are afraid to succeed. We're afraid to succeed, right? That might be because we have a fear of experiencing shame and embarrassment if that does not work out. You think about this. If you are an entrepreneur, this is for all of my entrepreneurs, men and women. If you set out to do something and you wasn't sure, you really didn't have people supporting you and backing you, and it flops, you might not want to step out completely on it because you don't want to hear or deal with people how they may feel. Then you may have that fear of underestimating what you can do or sharing what you can do, but then you can't produce it, right? But I really think it boils down to we're afraid of succeeding. Because what if you excel? What if you go beyond your own expectations for yourself? Think about that, right? Now, that can lead you into the role of procrastination because a lot of times we only procrastinate because we're afraid. And for those perfectionists, you really have a fear of failure because because you're a perfectionist, you worry about being judged. You worry about the shame, so you avoid people, right? You socially don't want to be judged. Professionally don't want to be judged. Emotionally don't want to. It's so many. Just stop. Just stop. And it also brings forth failure of anxiety, right? We will create this whole mindset. And then it's not even really based off of what we think about ourselves, but we so worried about what other people think about us. So you might think to yourself, well, then, TT, how can we overcome the fear of failure? Well, first of all, you got to look at your mindset, because it's a mindset. And you have to change your mindset. What you think about yourself is what you think about yourself. But what about what you think about yourself that you don't let other people know you think about yourself? I know that's a tongue twister this morning. You're like, I don't got time for that, TT. But your attitude about failing can spill into reality. I need you to remind yourself that you could do anything you want to, friend, sis, bro. You can do anything you want to. You have to apply yourself. You have to learn what might work for one may not work for you, and what might work for you may not work for one. But if you change your mindset and you test it out and be open to fail or succeed, you have a better chance in succeeding. But you have to lay your foundation to build upon. Even if that means trying something different that you haven't done before because you were like, I don't know if that's going to work to help you along with your goal. Try. If you don't try, you don't know. You got to, what the young people say, you got to stand 10 toes deep down on what you believe in. Plant them feet in that grass. Plant those feet in that mud. What they saying right now, get it out the mud. Yeah. Don't be afraid, because you can always clean up later. And nobody is perfect. Think of all the great people who have developed things. Do you think airplanes were made on the first try? No. Do you guys remember learning in elementary the light bulb? How many times they had to refactor, restructure to get that light bulb? What about testing out cars? Right? We've gotten better and better the more we test. So don't be afraid to try something new to help you better yourself. Learn a new skill to help you. Invest in your time. Take up a class to help you. If you struggle with certain things in your life, as far as building your brand or yourself as a person, get some classes. Don't worry about what these people saying. Because they have been provided the opportunities, whether they created them for themselves or someone created it for them. And don't be afraid to have those moments where you have those self-checks. I don't care if it's a mirror check or sit down and review what I wrote out. If you got a 30-day plan, try a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day plan. Where am I on my 90th day? If I'm really going to do this, let me put it on the 100th day I should be here. So if I put that, what is my 10-day, 20-day, 30-day? I don't care. 50-day, 60-day, whatever, however you want to structure that. Check in with yourself. Be about your business. Stop waiting on people to tell you what you can do and what you're great at. You don't need nobody to tell you that. You know what you suck at for real, and you know what you're great at for real. So let me leave this scripture with you for today. It's a familiar one. You may not know it by me telling you the book and the chapter or whatever, but you've heard it. And this is to replace your worry with prayer. In Philippians 4:6, it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God. So you can do all things through him if you remember that, if you believe that, if you trust that. But if you don't, that's fine. Continue on the journey that you're going on. But try something new. That scripture told you, don't worry about it. Don't be all, oh my God, I can't. Yeah, you can. And when you are in that zone, posture yourself and have a moment of prayer and ask God to be the eyes to see the things you can't see and the ears to hear the things you can't hear. Because whether you know it or not, your name is spoken in rooms that you ain't even entered yet, whether it's good or bad. But if it's bad, you want God to be able to show you. You want to be able to hear from him so that you don't walk into that. Anyway, I could go in and go on. It's Friday morning and I want you to have a wonderful one. But I want you to be your best version of yourself. And I want you to stop operating in fear. And that goes for myself. It's self-talk too. It's self-check too. I can do the same thing every single day. I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I don't claim to be perfect, but I do walk in my truth to the best of my ability. And you know why I'm not afraid to let you know when I make a mistake or I mess up? Because who is you? Who are you to judge me when you can't even take care of yourself? And even if you can take care of yourself and you're doing amazing, still, friend, still, sis, still, bro, who are you to judge me? Just like who am I to judge you? Now, I grew up being very judgmental. Let me be clear. And it's something that I do not like about myself, and it's a work in progress every day. But let me be clear on this part, that bonus piece. If you show me who you are, I know exactly what I'm dealing with, so I can prejudge you because you showed me. That's why we need to just be who we gonna be. I'll respect you for not being right versus I'm respecting you thinking you right and you foul. Make your decision on who you want to be and what side of the world you want to be on. Until the next time we leave footprints across the sun, it is your girl TT from the D, and I'll see you soon.